Hi, guys. Welcome to episode 6 of the Cali Culture Podcast. Today's show features Kameron Bryant, who is a U.S. Air Force veteran and he's a business account manager in the IT field. Kameron recently went to Cali, Colombia and experienced the Cali culture and loved it. Kameron is going to tell us all about his experiences in Cali and the reason he wants to relocate and live in Cali permanently. Listen closely and enjoy the show.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Cali Culture Podcast. This is episode 6. I am your host, Jeremy Preston, and I'm glad that you're here with us today. We have a great show. We always talk about everything and anything about Cali on this podcast, and we're glad you're here again. Now, we have a special guest today. He's from the U.S., he's a U.S. veteran. He actually was in Cali a few weeks ago, so he's going to share with us firsthand his experience in Cali and why he loves Cali and why he wants to be back and live in Cali ultimately. So without further ado, let's welcome our guest, Kameron Bryant. Kameron, welcome to the show.
Welcome. Thank you. Thank you, Jeremy. Been a long time coming. I'm glad to be here.
Glad you're here. We have a lot to talk about. First of all, let me just say I'm so glad that you got a chance to go to Cali, Colombia, to experience the culture. You did I'll let the audience know that you did a consultation with me before you went to Cali, which is what I always recommend that people that want to go to Cali and want to experience the culture always do a consultation and learn about what you're going to and what you're getting into. And you did that, and I applaud you on that. So let's just get into your experience, your first trip to Cali, Colombia. First of all, before we get into that, though, I want to know a little bit about yourself. Actually, I do, but I want you to share with your audience who you are, where you're from, what you do, and just give us a little bit information about yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Cameron Bryant, grew up in Southwest San Antonio. So I'm a old school Texas guy, like Jeremy mentioned, U.S. Air Force background. Did a couple tours. Did the Iraq thing, Afghanistan thing. Did that for about 6 some odd years. Got out and did some government work along with some personal training as well. Relocated to Washington D.C. And then fast forward years later, ended up in the account management acquisition space, which is what I do now currently, working a lot of hours on a remote computer, right? So that had a lot to do with, looking for a different location, right? Something different to do when after long days of Zooms and phone calls and meetings.
Mhm. Good, very good. So, first of all, thanks for your service. With everything going on in the world, it is nothing but admiration and respect for all the service members, both presently and obviously the ones who are already served. So, again, thanks for your service.
Appreciate it.
Now, you are a world traveler, like myself. You've been around the world, either in the militaries, your uh, responsibilities in the military, or outside the military. Just share with me some of the countries that you've been to besides Colombia.
Gotcha. So I've done the Toronto, Canada thing. I spent some time out there a couple times actually. It's really about like 90-minute flight from DC, so
Mhm.
really easy to get out there. Have some friends that way. Done Mexico, growing up in Texas, right? You at least got to do Mexico once or twice in better times, to say the least. So done Mexico as well. Also did Jamaica. Done a couple of places in the Bahamas. And military, I mentioned Iraq, Afghanistan already, but I spent some
Mhm.
time in Germany, spent some time in Qatar as well. And then a very small place called Kyrgyzstan. I was there in transit going over to Afghanistan. So I've been to a few places.
Wow, interesting. So, when is the first time that you went to Colombia? You took a trip to Colombia, and I guess I want to understand, why did you go do Colombia? What was it? Was your motivation something you heard through social media, or is it was it a country that you always wanted to travel to?
Yeah. A little bit of both. Obviously, Colombia got really popular on the internet. I
Mhm.
took that first trip, let's say about 2.5 years ago. Did the normal thing, went to Medellin, saw the videos and just spent some time out there. I knew someone locally who was able to show me around. Really enjoyed Medellin. Medellin is a fantastic city. There's a lot to do there.
Mhm.
But kind of like we were discussing off camera, just a lot of expats, been there for a lot of time.
Very
Colombia's
touristy
a
now.
yeah, very touristy now,
Yeah.
and not really necessarily something not the kind of lifestyle I wanna live, but definitely no shots to Medellin as a whole, but I do love Colombia, the country. A
Mhm.
lot of biodiversity there. They have deserts, mountains, rivers, parts of the Amazon, is out there. There's a Pacific Coast. There's all kind of different cuisines of food, and the people are definitely, generally more warm, than
Right.
getting most of the states here, so always wanted to do the Columbia thing, and the internet just kinda just made it more popular and popular as time went on.
Got it. Now, a few weeks ago, you were in Cali. First trip to Cali, Colombia. It wasn't your first time in the country of Colombia. Like you mentioned, you gone to Medellin and you experienced that. Um, I, I don't know if I ever asked you this question, so I'll ask it live. Why did you decide to go to Cali? There was other cities that obviously you could have traveled to. You could have traveled to Santa Marta, Barranquilla, Pelea. There, there was other cities you could have traveled to, but you picked Cali. So the
Yeah,
question is why?
100%. So I'm gonna put you on the hot seat here, Jeremy, and give you some credit too. So as I was looking at all the different cities, I mean, I came across all of them, right? I came across the Cartagenas, the Parejas, Manizales either. Like I
Hmm.
looked at everything. But as I was looking at these videos, came across your channel and a few other videos about Cali, Colombia, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
100%, 100%. Book the consultation, people. So came across your videos, and as I was watching it, one thing that I'm always looking for is the person who's making the video. Do I resonate with how they see the world?
Hmm.
Right? And I was listening to you and listening to you. I was like, okay, I think I have a similar perspective
Yeah.
on things that Jeremy has and the way you were positioning Cali. I was like, okay, I want to check this out. It is the third largest city out there. So
Hmm.
this is not some small town where you're just out in the middle of nowhere. I'm not out to the pasture just yet. So I do want to have some good times, right? So
Yeah.
saw your videos, saw a couple of other things like the Boulevard,
Hmm.
the Friday night events that they have, and a few other videos of just like El Pinon, Cat Park, things like that. And I was like, okay,
Hmm.
well, let's go ahead and give this place a shot. And then that's what led me to book the consultation for I went. And at that point, I was like,
Hmm.
okay, definitely should go ahead and give this a try.
Good, good response, and I'll tell you, you did it. You did things the right way because I tell a lot of people when I first went to Cali, Colombia, I didn't know anything, Cameron, and trying to navigate. Well, first of all, it was an impromptu trip. I just decided to go, but trying to navigate through the city and understand, okay, is Uber available? Where do I go? Where do I not go? It was a little frustrating. It was a
Mhm.
little anxious for me to have gone through that experience. So that's one of the reasons that I love my platform to be able to have information and resources available to people like yourself. You definitely did the right way, and I recommend that others. If you think about going to Cali, first thing is book a consultation. Yes, it costs money, but the information you're going to get, the resources you're going to get, are invaluable. They're going to make sure, or valuable rather, and they're going to make sure, at least I do, that the people that book consultations with me, not only do I have a consultation with them, but usually most people become my friends, like yourself.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, did you have a good feeling after the consultation? Do you have a good feeling that okay, yes, I'm ready for this trip. I feel like I'm prepared and I'm ready to go.
Absolutely. Absolutely, absolutely. Felt really comfortable going out there, and one thing that you did here is one of your, other podcast guests, Mariana. Big shout out to Mariana.
Yes.
She does walking tours in the city of Cali. Was able to link up with her before we got there, and then when we actually got on ground, had a walking tour with her the very next day. So it worked out perfectly. She showed us around everything: El Pinon, San Antonio, how to get from this place to the next, different apartments, different living arrangements. So felt very, very comfortable before showing up. And then that connection point you made on the back end there made it even better. Like I couldn't have planned it better myself, honestly.
Absolutely, and yes, definitely shout out to Mariana. She is an excellent resource, not just for me and my platform, but just an excellent asset to the community of Cali. She's well connected and knows a lot of people. A lot of her family is there, and yes, those walking tours that she does are excellent because I'm sure you found out really quick. You don't really need an Uber from barrio to barrio. You can do a lot of walking. And it's not far. It's not really like you're not gonna be doing a 30-minute walk from El Peon to San Antonio. It's what, maybe less than a 5 minute, maybe less than 8 minute walk, if that.
Barely, really, and we're gonna get into this later, but I wanna
Yeah.
put this out here early. One of the things I love about Cali, and it says Cali Fanatic for a reason, but one of the things I love about it is these different barrios all have a unique style and all have a unique flavor in and of
Right.
itself, but they're so close together, right?
Mm-hmm.
San Antonio has its own thing, El Peñon has its own thing, Granada
Mm-hmm.
has its own feel and flavor, but they're not miles and miles and miles away from each other, like what tends to be happening here in America. You can get your own speed or your own flavor at drop
Mm-hmm.
a dime, just a few couple steps. I
Right.
love that about
That's so true. So is it fair to say that Cali is, for the most part, at least northwest side, are relatively easy to walk, easy to navigate per foot, and even if you need to get an Uber, short distance Ubers.
100%. You could do short distance Ubers, you could
Mhm.
do short distance taxis if you want to, but everything is very, very close.
Right.
And one thing we'll broach also is a lot of these neighborhoods are really nice. They're like extremely nice. Like you'll walk into one part of town, like, oh, wait a minute,
Yeah.
I was undersold this place here. We'll tap onto that, but 100%
Right.
definitely walkable, which just creates a really, really good lifestyle. Right?
Yeah.
I love that about the place.
Absolutely. Now, let's talk about safety real quick because I always get that question
Yeah.
among the people that I do consultations with, and I just get those questions in general. Safety. Overall, did you feel safe in Cali? Was there a point in time, and just kind of to follow up that, was there any point in time during your trip where you were like, yeah, I don't really feel safe, I got a safety concern. Let me watch my back a little bit more. Let me watch. I believe your girlfriend was with you there
Mhm,
too, right?
mhm.
Let me make sure
Absolutely.
she's okay.
Yeah.
Did you have any feelings of that nature when you're there?
Not at all. And I'm gonna put my disclaimer up here. I know people hear my military background and, "Oh, this guy's been to war and he's been that, so what is he scared of?" I wanna dispel that right off the top, okay? So, that was not a factor. I've been out of the uniform for quite some time,
Mhm.
but direct answer is felt very, very safe.
Good.
And to be really frank, more safe there than I do here. And
Mm,
I want to explain that. I know it's somewhat of a controversial statement, but in America, a lot of our random acts of violence are just that, they're random,
right.
right? You could be at a movie theater, you could be at a church, you could be at a
Hmm.
school, you could be anywhere, and just it's just the wrong day, wrong
Hmm.
place, wrong time. What I learned before going and being there and from the locals there is that's not really a thing. The quote unquote random acts of violence there are very directed. They're more so directed towards like government bodies,
Right.
right? Where they have their issue with the government and they
Right.
attack the government. But there's no school shooting. There's
Hmm.
no random shooting at the mall. There's
Right.
nothing happening at the movie theater. So we walked around quite a bit, never
Hmm.
felt weird. Now, your antenna is always going to be up because it's a new environment and you're
Sure.
not used to it, but
Right.
nothing worse. I live in a major city, Washington, D.C. Has all the good and the bad that a major city has, and I didn't see anything different when I was out there.
Good. Good. Yeah, that's definitely you're exactly right from the standpoint. Most of the crime is targeted. Really, what happens to, I would say, even most tourists and locals is um, somebody tries to jack you or rob you for your phone, and
Mhm.
maybe the tourist, for whatever reason, doesn't want to give it up, and that's how they end up getting hurt. Which I always talk against that. I think I made a video a week or so ago when I was sharing with people. It doesn't matter how tough you are. I mean, I got a lot of martial arts experience. I know you do too.
Hmm.
When it comes down to it, don't try to engage somebody with a firearm. Just give it up. Live to see another day. But for the most part, that is true. There's not a lot of drive-by shootings like there are in the United States. For the most part, the things that happen are usually the gangs and the cartels and the organized crime. They have an issue with the national police, and then they
Hmm.
take their issue out on the national police. Sometimes, unfortunately, innocent civilians do get hurt or maimed or worse. But
Yeah.
for the most part, that doesn't happen a lot. And if it does, it's outside of Cali. So
100%,
yeah,
100%. It definitely not often or nothing I saw that was like in the city limits.
right.
It would be the same situation as in America. Like, hey, not really familiar with that part of the
Hmm.
city, so I'm just gonna stay away from there. No
Exactly.
difference.
Yep. Now, I text you a few times when you were there, just to check in, see how things were. And I remember one of the last texts I got from you. It actually, to me, it was hilarious and gratifying at the same time. And you basically text me. I think it was quote, "You undersold Cali. I love this place."
100%,
I got to ask
100%.
you that question: how did I undersell Cali?
Yeah, and with all due respect, Jeremy, because you
Yeah.
did a great job on the consultation. Jokes aside, I guess a little bit of it probably was on me too, as far as having some of that first world gringo mentality before getting out there.
Hmm.
Um, because the way Cali can be presented sometimes is it's slower, it doesn't have as
Hmm.
much as other places. So in your mind, you're thinking, oh, okay, well, I'll go out here. Maybe they'll have like one nice outlet, and maybe a couple of nice little apartments, right? And that'll
Right.
be it. So far from the truth. So far from the truth. There are
Hmm.
parts of town in Cali that look better than your best parts of Beverly Hills, and I mean that. Like they're
True.
really, really, really nice. You're seeing people in scrubs and
Hmm.
people in three-piece suits and like
Hmm.
high level professionals are walking around.
Hmm.
I mentioned it earlier. Some of the malls, there's like 6, 7 floors tall. There's if you want to come out here and be the most consumer American you want to be, you can do that if you want to do that. Now, this is going to sound a little bit staunch, but Cali's not a hut. It's not a place where people are living in huts and
Right.
just have their hammocks outside. Like there's a
Right.
lot going on here. There's a fantastic medical
Mhm.
facilities, fantastic doctors.
Mhm.
The north side's really nice too. North and the west side have really nice suburban kind of feel to it. The south side is its own place. I've realized that like it's had its own malls, its own living arrangements. I believe it's haven't spent a lot of time out there, but it kind of seems like it's a suburbanish area that's unto
Yeah.
itself. It's a little bit further out.
Mhm.
That's there. The food, fantastic. So many places to eat. The service of the people was phenomenal.
Mhm.
Phenomenal. I don't. This might age me a little bit, but I do remember a very short time when I was a kid. If you ate at like a mall food court, they would come
Mhm.
clean up after you.
Yeah.
We don't do that anymore in
Yeah.
America. Well, that's standard over there.
Yeah.
They do that over there. The
Right.
waiters and waitresses, here in America, are always kind of like, okay, they brought me the meal. How many times are they going to ask me, am I okay? Over there, they're kind of more so attentive and just kind of waiting to be like, see if you need assistance.
Correct.
Very warm, very kind. Customer service is very, very high,
Mhm.
and just got a super warm feeling and just a lot more to do than I had anticipated.
That's a good point that you made as far as if you're in a restaurant. This even like a really high end restaurant in Cali. For the most part, they're not going to keep every 5 minutes. Hey, do you need anything? Are you okay? They're going to give you your space, and if you need them, you could sort of like look in their direction, and they'll be
Mhm.
there, which is definitely different than in the U.S. Something you just have to adjust to. Um, and that's exactly true. And you are right from the standpoint. Let's just say if you're in Centenario Mall and you're at the food court. Well, when you get done with your food, there's actually somebody that's watching you when you get done, and they'll start cleaning up. They'll say, "Okay, do you want me to take
100%.
in Spanish?" And so um, it is definitely a lot of little nuances that people from the U.S. and Canada and Europe have to get used to, but it's a positive thing because again,
Totally
that
agree.
doesn't happen in the U.S. and I spent some time in Canada. Doesn't happen in
Yeah.
Canada either.
I totally agree. Totally agree. Those adjustments are well worth it. And
Hmm.
it did take me probably about like 48 hours. Be like, okay, wait. So they
Yeah.
are watching me finish my food and they're going to come and get this stuff. And they're
Hmm.
very super cordial on the front end and
Right.
throughout the entire interaction. So had
Yeah.
to take a little bit of that DC city off of me to make sure I fit in, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, and that's all the assimilation process. Like,
Mhm.
the more time you spend in Cali, the more you assimilate and start understanding things. Now, the problem is when you come back to the U.S. Like, I mean, I'm in the U.S. now. When you come back to the U.S., then you got to reassimilate to. Wait a minute, nobody's picking up my. Oh, okay, all right. Well, I guess they're not going to pick it up then.
It's been rough.
Yeah,
It's rough. That first week, we talked about it. That first week back, it's a
yeah,
little bit of a reality shock. You're like,
yeah.
oh, wait. Let me get back into US mentality and I'll do this for myself. And let me be a little bit more aware when I'm
Hmm.
running around these different places. Oh, customer service isn't really that cordial. I
Right,
kind of have to get them to do their job a little bit. So, no,
right.
100% correct.
Yeah. Now, was there anything that um, well, I'll just ask: was there anything you did not like about Cali, or maybe not to that degree? Maybe you didn't like it, but it's just like it's so different that maybe it wasn't the best thing for you at that time, or maybe just it wasn't something like, oh, this is gonna take a little while to get used to. Did you count anything like that?
Yeah, definitely nothing I would say like, oh, I didn't like this. This was a turn off. Nothing
Hmm.
in that realm. But there were two things that I would say, if you're kind of like a high speed city kind of guy or person. Number one, things do move a little bit slower in regards to just like restaurants and services provided. So
Yeah.
things do take a little bit longer. So I would say if you're used to just knocking things out from one thing to the next, just kind of be
Hmm.
prepared. It's going to be a little bit more lag time there. That was number one. And number two, and this actually ended up being a really fantastic find, but in the beginning, finding like good drivers, it was kind of a 50-50 split. All
Yeah.
right, like some of the drivers would be fantastic, and then
Yeah.
they give you all this Cali history, and the ride is great, and you're learning a ton. And then
Hmm.
some of the drivers, you're kind of wondering, like, hey, I know where I'm going. Do you know where we're going? Like, that happened once or
Yeah.
twice. But that actually ended up being a really cool thing because we found a really, really good driver, and essentially just said, hey, we'd love to just essentially put you on retainer, right?
Mhm.
And because she was so good at
Nice.
what she does, so that
Yeah.
was something to get used to, but it ended up being a good thing at the end of the day.
This just kind of comes to my mind. It's always a funny thing in Cali that, especially a taxi. If you take a taxi, you do realize you can never slam their door, right?
Oh, the door slam! I'm so glad you brought that up. Yeah, I messed up a few
Matter of fact, a
times.
lot of them when you get out, they'll just like, oh, no, no, I got it. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, no worries.
That's the first sign you're gringo. It's the first sign.
It's
Yeah,
true.
the girlfriend had to she had to nudge me once or twice. There's taxis. It's like they're living arrangements. It's like let's not close the door that hard. 'Cause, in America we're different. Hey man, close my door. Make sure the door is closed. It's like
Yeah,
that hard. Yeah, that took a little bit. That's hilarious. You brought that up because I messed that up a few
it's
times.
definitely something that took me a while because when it first happened to me, I was like, he don't want me to close the door? Like what? And then you
Hmm.
just start understanding, like you said, this is their livelihood. They don't want to mess that door up. They don't want anything to happen to that car. Is their livelihood. So
100%.
when you look at that perspective, it makes sense. But yeah, it's definitely definitely catch you off guard the first time.
Yeah.
Now let's transition to I guess it could be considered a rather controversial topic, and that is the whole passport bro tourism or movement. Um, and I'll just preface the conversation to say when I first heard of the passport bro movement, if you want to call it, um, I've been doing passport bro traveling, I guess you could say, since I was probably out of college. I was
Wow.
always a traveler, and to me, when it first started out, It was something
Mhm.
positive. It meant that you were expanding your horizons. You were diversifying yourself with other cultures.
Yep.
You wanted to experience the culture. You wanted to experience different people. You wanted to
Hmm.
learn a new language. You wanted to hike in a place you never hiked before in a different country. Those are the things, the positive connotations about passport bro, if you will,
Yeah.
culture or tourism rather, that that when it first came out, when I first heard of it, I was like, oh yeah, this is a good thing. All of those attributes and qualities that I mentioned,
Yep.
those were the things that passport bros were known for. Then all of a sudden, I say in the past 3 to 5 years, everything changed, Cameron.
Yep.
And now it's all about going and doing drugs, going to get and hiring working girls, getting drug, doing stupid stuff and getting drugged,
Yep.
losing all your money, flashing money, getting robbed, and then wondering why you can't get back to the United States, being loud, um, and all the negative connotations about tourism are now centered around passport bro culture. So my question to you is, how do we get from something positive, again, all those positive attributes that I mentioned, to this negative that really now became a stereotype, mainly with American travelers? How do we get from this good to where we are now, in your opinion?
Yeah. To your point, I mentioned I'm military. So when I was in uniform, I saw men, women traveling all across the world. They would retire and they would go to all these different places.
Hmm.
And before YouTube got really, really big, it was still
Hmm.
somewhat foreign concept. But like you said, traveling, passport broing, or whatever you want to call it, has been around for some time.
Right.
And unfortunately, I think what happened is, negativity does spread faster than
Hmm.
positivity, and it only takes an incident or two for something to go viral.
Right.
And then as things get more viral, you attract more people in, and
Hmm.
it, it can only 5 to 10 different people can
Hmm.
really shape the image of how people see things. And it's unfortunate because there's a lot of great culture out there, a lot of great people out there, a lot of great things to do.
Right.
And those, if you want to call them passport pookies or whatever name you want to give them, they give people who are traveling for, exploration, and I could say self-expression, like a bad name. Taking advantage of cultures and taking advantage of places
Right.
who start off warm and inviting, right? They want to share, they want to share their culture, extremely proud of their culture,
Hmm.
very proud of where they came from, and want to share a lot of those experiences with us. But they're only going to take being disrespected for so long, or
Right.
being embarrassed on the internet for so long. And I totally understand that. So I think getting there, it's just too many bad situations going viral. People going to places for the wrong reasons. I'm not Mr. Judgmental. Do what you want to do, live, let live, whatever, whatever, whatever. But try to keep in mind what path you're potentially carving out, or what image you're placing on yourself. Because one thing we can be totally transparent about, as Americans, when we go places, it matters. People are watching us,
That's right.
right? People are
Hmm.
watching. They're watching what we're doing. They're watching what we're saying. We have this reputation of being bullies and
Hmm.
going places and taking over. Like I
Right.
know somebody is French, and they're always like, "Hey, why do Americans come over here with socks and sandals on?" Right? Like we have these like we have these images, and unfortunately,
Right.
sometimes people live up to them. So just keep that in mind, that while you're thinking about yourself and what you're doing, you're possibly making it harder for the next guy, next woman, next person behind you, to do something, that has nothing to do with some of these activities that unfortunately make it to the internet.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. And shout out to everybody on the YouTube live. Andrew, we see you. Thanks for your comment. Let's see, I'll just read his comment. Awesome to be watching the brothers. Absolutely, man. We definitely want to educate people and share our experiences to hopefully um, help everybody enlighten their traveling mentality. And obviously, if you come to Cali, we want you to have the right mentality, the right behavior, and the right attitude. So yeah, glad everybody's on YouTube, is watching. Continue to support us. Now, Cameron, I want to dive into this a little bit more.
Hmm.
So you're exactly right that we as Americans have developed a little bit of a stigma throughout the rest of the world. And then when I see things in cities like Medellin that are happening, like, well, actually in Medellin and Cartagena, I
Mhm.
think we all probably saw two. I think it was almost a month ago that there was a big fight. Americans
Mm.
were in Cartagena at a club, and it was a big fight, and supposedly it was over a working girl, which is embarrassing to even. That's just embarrassing in and of itself, right?
Yeah.
But why do you think? Well, two parts to this question.
Mhm.
Why do you think Americans have that mentality where we're gonna come to a different culture, and the same bad behavior that we had in America, we're gonna bring it over here. Understanding that what you were saying, I agree with you that social media is a big part of it. But that same tough guy hood mentality,
Yeah.
whatever, why do we bring it to another culture? And how do you curb that?
Yeah. No, really, really good question. Really good question. I believe we bring that to other places because that is essentially the culture that we live in.
Mm,
In America, you got to be the toughest, biggest, baddest, richest, smartest person in the
right,
room all the time. America is extremely competitive,
right.
very competitive.
Hmm.
You don't make it here just watching life go by.
Hmm.
You have to get out and attack life to really make it do what it needs to do here in America. And we have been, I think, subconsciously taught that outside of this country,
Hmm.
people are beneath us in some way, shape, form, or
Mm,
fashion, whether it's directly being taught that or subconsciously being taught that. Now, that was broken for me in the military.
hmm.
Has a lot to do with why I've wanted to get out and travel. When I was in Iraq, I was, in the uniform, briefed a ton, like, hey, be careful, situational awareness, and stay by those guidelines a ton. But a couple of
Hmm.
the experiences I had were just with people from different places and talking to them about their families and their
Hmm.
kids. And why are you here working with America? Well, they were working here and putting their lives in danger to send money back to their family. And there was so much more common ground there
Hmm.
than I have been led to believe. So that kind of broke my paradigm as far as thinking people outside of America are, I don't know, different, alien to us, or have some kind
Right.
of different value system. No, everybody wants to take care of themselves and their family.
Yeah.
They want to see their kids do good, and they want to take care of the business they need to take care of. And unfortunately, I don't think that gets put on its proper pedestal as
Hmm.
far as everyone has those same needs. I mean, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, like we all have the same stuff.
Right.
So we kind of subconsciously are given that, whether it be the social media content that you look at, or maybe just the political climate at times, maybe
Right.
gives the wrong messaging to people outside the country, and we take that somewhere else, and we think that they're going to tolerate that,
Hmm.
which they're not. And I don't understand. It's not a hard concept to wrap your head around. I mean, we don't. I mean, right now we have a bunch of people who are upset about the way people are acting here.
Right.
So why would we go somewhere else thinking we could do the same or we're above them? Doesn't make sense to me. But to curve it, I think experience.
Hmm.
Fortunately, putting on that uniform and having those experiences is definitely what changed my mentality, gave
Hmm.
me a different perspective on it. And I'm definitely one of those people who think like as much traveling as you can do, please do it. Go talk to someone who doesn't speak the same language as you. Yeah, there may be a language barrier, but I promise you, you guys will figure out a way
Right.
to get the communication done. And when you see those common values,
Hmm.
you'll bring it down a notch,
Right.
and you'll just respect them as a human being.
That is an excellent point. I don't think I've heard anybody that had that response to that question with so much articulation. Yeah, you're exactly right. It is, opening your mind, understanding that you have more in common than you think you do not, and understanding exactly what you said. I don't want someone from a different country coming to America and not being a liability, and starting drama, and
Yeah.
with a bad attitude and with a imperialistic attitude. Well, that same feeling you have about your home country, you should have the same about someone else's country, because guaranteed they're feeling the same way. And obviously, we're not saying that all Americans had this attitude, but there is
Absolutely not.
some, a minority of Americans that do have that attitude, and we're just trying to address it head on. Now,
100%.
Cameron, with that being said, why do you not want the passport bro movement coming to Cali? I know why I don't, but I
Yeah.
want you to do
Selfishly, I don't want them ruining a good thing. Like it's completely selfish here. Cali is a family oriented, great community. Cali is the people. My girl said this. She said Cali is the people, and I couldn't agree with her more.
it.
You don't want that element of, hey, we don't know what these people are going to do when they show up, and if they're coming to the boulevard, are they going to start acting wild and drinking and stuff, and we'll get into the boulevard and the difference there. But
Hmm.
I don't want that there. Like Cali, I felt very safe. The people were extremely friendly. No
Hmm.
one was treating me like, oh, here's the gringo, oh, let's
Hmm.
watch him. Right, like he might come down here and try to get the working girls, or he might come down here and get too drunk and belligerent. I
Right.
didn't get that at all. They treated me honestly like a Colombian
Hmm.
until I tried to speak Spanish and got laughed at. But outside of that, outside of that, they treated me like I was one of their own, and they really
Yeah.
honestly couldn't tell difference. So I don't want the passport bro element coming out there. It's a fantastic place to enjoy life, enjoy the
Yeah.
people, and not have to deal with the X factors and all the craziness.
Absolutely, and I definitely second that. Passport bros, if you are a passport bro of I would say the last 5 years, don't come to Cali. You're not gonna have a good time.
Yeah,
And not that I'm trying to be a gatekeeper of Cali, but I can say somebody that is an expat that is established in Cali, it's better for you not to come because you're not going to have a good time. And again, assets versus liabilities. We want the people that travel to Cali, I want them to be assets to the community, like Cameron. Cameron has the attitude that he wants to go there, live there, establish himself, to help in the community, to
100%.
be an asset in the community, to be nice to the people, and even being there, these type of travelers to go and establish themselves in Cali help the economy. When
100%.
you go and you get an apartment, or like you do like myself and go and invest in a property, that helps the local economy. And so that's what Cali needs. Don't need the party scene and the passport bro drama culture. Now, I think we have a comment that I want to bring up, and I'm going to let you answer this one,
Oh.
Cameron. I've never been to the Boulevard at night. So tell this gentleman about the Boulevard.
Oh, sir. Oh, sir. So, highly encourage you to go. I encourage you to go. The Boulevard's fantastic. It's every single Friday. They do this every single Friday. It blows my mind, but it is essentially a street party, an
Mhm.
organized street party, and you feel like the entire city is there. It's salsa music. Every kind of Colombian is there from all parts of town, younger, older, middle aged, like well to do, maybe upper middle class. They're all there and they're having a fantastic time. There was no ruckus. There was no nonsense. There was no belligerent drunk person running around stumbling into people. People were
Mhm.
extremely cordial. And we were like, right next to each other. I mean, literally right
Yeah,
next to each other
yeah,
the whole time. And it was fantastic. People were like, oh, you good? Or like, oh, if they even accidentally step on your shoe or even shoulder shrug you, they're definitely like, oh, you good to go. But it's
mhm.
super fun. It's live music. They have instruments. Jeremy, I don't know if you remember the call, but it's
Um, I,
you remember the
I should
call?
I should know this, but no, I don't know where to go. But I tell you, did you try to scratch one
I
of
haven't
them?
tried it yet, but I was there. I was fanboying out. My guy was up there with this thing, and they have light pyro is going off,
Yeah,
and like I'd say stringers or some guy there with I don't
yeah,
know, like a little water gun that
yeah,
had bubbles. So street food is fantastic, and
yeah.
you don't even have to be like in the main section of the
Right.
boulevard. You can
Yeah.
just walk the entire street. With
Mhm.
Mariana again. If you never gone, you want to go
Mhm.
hit up very honestly fantastic to take you. But the entire street is just full of people. The street dancers. The city is just alive. It's very, very alive, and you'll feel warm and welcome, and you'll enjoy every single second of it. I can't wait to go back. Can't wait to go back.
Yeah, and
Really, really good time.
absolutely, I second that. I went out there by myself first time. I mean, literally, like by myself. I'm meeting people. I'm trying to communicate because my Spanish isn't good. My Spanish is probably about the same as yours, or yours might actually be better, Cameron. But I'm out there trying to speak to people. It, right near the center of it, there's bars all over the place where you
Mhm.
can just go literally get a bottle
Yep.
and you drink, dance, socialize, talk to people. It's amazing because you would think you're in like a festival, like Brazil has the big festivals and carnival.
Yep.
This happens every Friday,
Air fryer.
literally every Friday. So if you're looking for like a block party type of scene, Boulevard is definitely a place to be. And you're exactly right. That street food is amazing. It's good.
Ooh, ooh,
Yeah,
the long corns,
yeah,
the street meat, everything.
mhm, yeah.
Fantastic,
That's
fantastic.
fantastic. Just a follow up comment. Let's see. Chalupe71 said, "Don't got to worry about stepping on nobody's Jordans." Exactly.
You don't. You don't. You
You don't have
don't.
to worry about those kind of problems out there. Now, look, I'm not going to say that things don't happen. I'm sure things have happened
Yeah.
out there at some point. But I'm saying, for the most part, if you're not looking for trouble, if you're not stumbling drunk, if you're not a bad tough guy type of attitude, for the
Yeah.
most part, you're not going to have any problems. Because I've been out there
100%.
a couple of times. Cameron, you went. I've
Mhm.
had other friends that go out there and they didn't have any problems. So,
Yeah.
and obviously, there's the whole situational awareness things coming to effect too. You're not going out there pulling out a wad of money, showing people a wad of money, and there's hundreds of people out there. That's not wise and not smart. Uh, but no, those problems, somebody scuffing your Jordans up and then want to fight, you're not gonna have those problems.
No, not run into that whatsoever. And like you said, Jeremy, it's a situational awareness part. Don't do anything in Cali you wouldn't do in America. That
Exactly.
would be my only piece of advice. I
Exactly.
don't run around DC, in certain areas with the nicest watch I have and the nicest shoes and everything. Well, that's not appropriate, and it's the same over there. But again, just like, extremely safe.
Absolutely. Now, what is your message for someone that wants to travel to Cali? They've been thinking about it. Kind of like put yourself answering this question with where you were a month ago or even 2 months ago before you actually traveled to Cali. You were thinking about it. You were contemplating it. What would you say to that person that was in your shoes, say 2 or 3 months ago, that it has a vested or a keen interest in wanting to travel to Cali.
Yeah. So I did a few steps. Number one, I've watched Cali YouTube videos at nauseum. I just watched a million of them, watched the Boulevard videos, watched the motorcycle videos, watched them all.
Hmm.
Obviously, this is how I came across. You hear,
Yep.
book the consultation, right? Like you should really do that, to know what you're getting into, and to know what you're getting into at a certain level. Jeremy has back end connection points he can plug you in with many people that'll be able to help you out once you touch ground.
Hmm.
And then come there with an open mind. Even me with all my world travels and military and everything I mentioned, I still had a little bit of like, we'll see. Maybe, it'll be maybe, the infrastructure isn't as good, all this different stuff. But when I got there, I quickly was blown away. Like, okay, that was just me being a gringo. No, that everything is there. Come with an open mind. The people are extremely nice. Come in willing to integrate.
Hmm.
Right? They're just living their lives. It is
Hmm.
not like Medellin. They kind of know when you show up in Medellin. Okay, Gringo number 1010. They don't know in Cali, right? Like just come in, integrate with the community, and try as much stuff as you can. I was there for 11, 12 some odd days, and wasn't able to get through. I don't know. I still have a lot more to do. As
Hmm.
far as activities, tried as much as I could, but did everything I could, and as far as the time would allow. But there's so much to do, right?
Yep.
Try all the food, right? That's another thing that surprised me too. Not only is there like Colombian cuisine, there's Japanese, there's pizza places,
Hmm.
there's this.
Burger
I mean,
burger joints.
lots of burgers. I really
Yeah,
overdid it on the burgers because they're really, really good.
yeah.
Okay, I need to stop, but but I read a lot of burgers. I laughed about this, Jeremy. I saw a Subway out there, and I was like, why? Why is this here? Don't degrade yourself to our Subway.
Right.
But go with an open mind, come willing to try, and just do things, and just observe the city, observe, enjoy, bring your walking shoes.
Hmm.
I think walking the city is a very, very much more enjoyable way of taking it in.
Absolutely. So I know you're like myself. You're pretty much a gym rat like myself.
Mhm.
You love to work out.
Yep.
I believe you went to a gym or two in
Hmm.
Cali. Smart Fit? Is
Smart
that
fit,
correct?
definitely did.
What did you what relative to the gyms in the U.S. Are the gyms in Cali up to par with the gyms in the U.S. or what do you think?
100%. 100%. Smart Fit is kind of like their, I'll be careful with the comparison, but it's kind of like their Planet Fitness chain, with
Hmm.
the caveat their Smart Fit is cleaner, a bit
Hmm.
more upscale. The equipment that's accessible to you
Hmm.
better than you would a Planet Fitness
Yeah.
here. All right. So comparable as far as like the business model, but where the people there, again, super nice. Everyone's working out. They're doing their own thing.
Hmm.
Sometimes at Planet Fitness, you can catch an interesting person or two.
To say the least.
Depending
Yeah.
on what time where you go. Wasn't
Right.
like that at Smart Fit.
Yeah.
They've got their trainers. They've got every kind of equipment you can imagine. They also have free weights, barbells,
Hmm.
dumbbells. If you want to do the CrossFit thing, they have a section for CrossFit over
Hmm.
there. Memberships are highly affordable.
Right.
Highly, highly affordable. They're not going to run you pockets bad with that whatsoever. But really
Hmm.
enjoy the gym atmosphere there. You can come in,
Absolutely.
get your workout done, and go on about your day.
Did you go to the one in Centenario Mall or the one in El Peon?
Centenario Mall.
Okay. Okay. Because I was going to remind the viewers. So when you go to Cali, if you go to the one in Centenario Mall, correct me if I'm wrong, Cameron, but I vaguely remember that there's not like if you need to get a water bottle, you got to bring your own. Now there is somewhere to fill
Yeah.
your water bottle, but as far as
Mhm.
you want to buy water, I
Yeah.
don't believe that there's anywhere you can buy water in the gym.
I think you're correct. I think you're correct,
Hmm.
because I did bring my own water bottles and things like that. So yeah, that is true. They do have a
Yeah.
place where they do have a water filter where you can fill it
Right.
up for bring your own. But yeah, that is 100% true.
Yeah.
Also, to that point, at the bottom of that same mall is their version of Whole Foods, right? Like
Right.
at the very lower level. So if you forget, you can quickly go downstairs, get any kind of water you can imagine, go back upstairs, and you'll be set to go.
And the good thing about that particular smart fit is all the way up to the top of the it's in the mall,
Hmm.
ladies and gentlemen. It's actually in the mall. So and at the bottom, at the very bottom of the mall, you go down the escalator. There's a grocery store,
Yeah, really nice one.
a really nice one. So you got everything you need in the Centenario area. There's also a Smart Fit in El Peñon. There's also smart foods like grocery store at the bottom of that gym as well in the building. And you can also in the gym, in that particular branch of the gym, Smart Fit, you can get protein shakes. You can
Yep.
buy protein shakes in the gym. You get water or the vitamin water type of
Yep.
liquids and stuff like that to hydrate. So just keep all of that in mind. But Cameron, you're exactly right. I love Smart Fit.
Love
It's
it.
got everything I need. I like to do a vast amount of health and fitness. So one day I might do weights and cardio. Next day I might
Yep.
just do cardio. Next day they do have a heavy bag in there. I might hit the bag a
Yep.
little bit. Another day I might want to do some calisthenics. It's really it's something for everyone in regards to fitness in those gyms.
No, 100%. And the gyms and just the city in of itself. If you're someone like me and Jeremy, and like fitness is just part of your lifestyle, or you're trying to get into it, perfect place to be. The gym lifestyle, fitness lifestyle, big there. Like I said, bring your walking shoes. There are tons of places to walk. San Antonio, you can walk up and hill, downhill all day long. If you're just looking to get your steps in, I see that as an advantage as far as lifestyle goes. You can walk to a grocery store, get your stuff, walk back. Just continue to stay in shape. Yeah, and to the point about Smart Fit, because I didn't mention this part too. Everything, like if you're American thinking like, okay, and I go to Colombia, specifically Cali, the gyms might not be up to a certain level.
Mhm.
Wrong. They have their classes. They got their yoga rooms. They got their studios. They have all of that. Jerry mentioned the
Right.
heavy bag. They got all their treadmills and ellipticals if you want to do that. And
Mhm.
I think the one in Centenario, I don't believe it's the biggest one right there. I think there's like a couple of ones that are bigger than that.
Yeah, there are now. So there's Smart Fit, and there's another one called 24/7 Fitness. They're same. I would say different. That Smart Fit has more cardio,
Mm,
calisthenics type of equipment. 24/7 is more weights. So just depending on what you want. But me personally, I like Smart Fit because of the variety, diversity of the different things you could do. But 24/7 is another good one, and it is probably bigger than Smart Fit.
okay, I have to check that out. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, okay,
yeah.
I'll
And
check
there
that.
and there there's a couple of locations. There's one toward the stadium. There's one right out. Actually, there's one in Granada. There's one in more the Santa Monica residential area. So there's like at least three of them that I know of. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now I
Yeah.
have to check that out next go around here. I didn't get a chance to run by there, so I'll definitely put that on the to do list.
Well, so I know you're going back. What is in store for Cameron Bryant in Cali?
Yeah, going back real soon. Actually, within the next week or week and a half here. I'm just doing more searching, looking at places to stay, potentially because I definitely want to get into what you're doing as well. Maybe potentially buying some property there too, because Cali's definitely on their uptick.
Hmm.
And this is, not to give away too much of Jeremy's game here, guys, but over the next 2 to 3 to 4 or 5 years, if you want to get into some ground floor real estate, just saying. But I'm going to be going out there, taking a look at different places. There were some places I liked. Mentioned this to you. El Pino's fantastic.
Right.
Do like the West Side a lot too. Do
Yep.
like Norte too. The South Side too far out for me. But if you're someone who likes like the suburban-ish kind of lifestyle, definitely
Mhm.
something to check out too. So I'll be going out there doing that for a bit, doing remote work, and just really continuing to integrate myself into the city, develop some friendships, relationships there, and
Mhm.
to just enjoy the time. Right. For me, Cali was just like a perfect fit, honestly. So just really looking forward to getting back out there.
Excellent, excellent. So, would it be safe to say at some point you're basically you'll be my neighbor out there? Basically, you basically be out there. I'd be like, hey, Cameron, what you doing on a Friday night?
And I'm gonna be at the boulevard asking you why you're not here already. That's basically, but no, absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely. I'm still gonna do a ton of traveling within Colombia and check out places out, but
sure.
I could tell pretty early on that that was gonna be central home hub for me. So
Mhm.
absolutely, just gonna get all the stuff together. The visa process and
Mhm.
citizenship and all that. But first step here is just finding the first location. But yeah, neighbors for sure. Absolutely.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, we about reached our time. This has been very informative, and based on the comments we received, I think the viewers, I know the viewers have gleaned a lot from this podcast, and I'm going to continue, obviously, to follow you, Cameron, in your endeavors in Cali, and as you settle in Cali, obviously, always, if you have any questions, just reach out to me, and Mariana is obviously a good resource as well. So definitely, I can't wait to hear about next steps for you when you find a place to live and you actually
Yeah,
get out there. You get settled in. I can't wait to hear about it. In fact, we'll have to have you on the show again
yeah,
as a follow up to see how everything is going and just share more of your experiences with the world. So look
100%.
forward to that.
I'm looking forward to it too.
Absolutely. Well, I'll let you say any final statements before I close the episode here. Any final words of wisdom to our viewers throughout the world? Anything you want them to know about Cali or yourself or both?
100%. We laughed about this prior to cutting the camera on, but I like to call Cali for the grown and sexy. All right. So if you're a mature individual, have yourself together, or in the process of getting yourself together, you like a mature crowd. You're not running around looking for a lot of the Passport Pro X Factor stuff we had talked about earlier, and you're looking for a good community of people. And one thing I will throw in here, I don't get into these conversations a ton, but do want to sprinkle this in here. If you're African American, Black,
Mhm.
you need to have the Cali experience. You
Absolutely.
need to have that experience at least once. I'm just going to say there's an air of treatment there that I haven't seen anywhere else.
Right.
And I'll leave it there. I'll tease you guys with that. Go out and find out for yourself. Fantastic place to meet people, make friends. If you want to have a family, fantastic place to do that too. Made a ton of great connections there.
Mhm.
Book the consultation with Jeremy before you go. One of the best decisions I
Absolutely.
made about the whole thing.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, thanks for being on the show, Cameron. Again, you offer some enlightening information, even some things that I hadn't considered. So, thanks for being on the show. I will see you soon in Cali.
100%.
Yeah,
100%. April.
in April, exactly. April. Let's say I'll get back April the 8th to be eighth to be exact. So, see you then. And obviously, we got the martial arts seminars I'll be
Yep.
doing. Definitely want to see you there, and yeah, we'll definitely get a chance to catch up even more. Um, let's see, Natty Balla. Hey, thanks for viewing and joining. Say what's up, guys. Big Tez checking in. Oh, Big Tez. Okay, Big Tez. I ain't talked to you in a while, man. I see you soon in Cali as well. But that's our time, people. Definitely tune in the next week. We'll have another guest. I'll be telling you more about that in the upcoming week. But always, as I always like to remind you, definitely embrace the culture, respect the culture, and learn from the culture. And you're going to have a great time in Cali. Keep an open mind, open perspective, and remember, Cali is Cali. Hasta luego.
Thank you for watching the Cali Culture Podcast with Jeremy Preston. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next week for our next episode.